Imagine walking through an endless stretch of barren desert, feeling the scorching sun on your skin and the weight of silence pressing down on you. Miles upon miles of sand dunes stretch to the horizon, seemingly untouched by time. Then, out of nowhere, you stumble upon something that shouldn't be there, a strange artifact, buried for centuries, whispering secrets of a lost past. This isn't just a fantasy. Discoveries like this have happened more times than you think. The desert, often thought of as a desolate wasteland, has hidden some of the most astonishing, unexplainable relics of ancient civilizations, artifacts that challenge everything we know about history. The deserts of the world are vast and unforgiving, but beneath their endless dunes and dry, cracked earth lie some of the most perplexing discoveries ever made. These artifacts range from inexplicable structures to advanced tools that shouldn't exist given what we know about history. Some defy conventional archaeology, while others raise more questions than answers. Were these remnants of lost civilizations, evidence of unknown ancient technologies, or could there be an even stranger explanation? Why deserts are the ultimate time capsule? Deserts might seem like lifeless wastelands, but in reality, they are some of the best preserved natural time capsules on Earth. Unlike tropical or temperate regions where rain, humidity, and plant growth rapidly break down organic material, deserts offer the perfect conditions for preservation. The dry climate prevents decay, while shifting sands often act as a natural barrier, burying structures and objects for thousands of years. Think of the Egyptian pyramids, standing tall in the arid Sahara Desert for over 4,500 years. The arid environment has preserved them in ways that would be impossible in wetter climates. The same principle applies to artifacts and even entire lost cities that have been swallowed by the sands over time. The desert hides what it does not destroy, keeping these mysteries locked away until they are uncovered, often by accident. The most mysterious deserts on Earth. Some of the world's most astonishing and unexplainable discoveries have been made in deserts. The Sahara, the largest hot desert on Earth, has yielded artifacts that hint at civilizations far older than previously believed. In the Arabian Desert, explorers have unearthed strange metallic objects and the remains of lost cities once described in ancient texts. The Gobi Desert, stretching across China and Mongolia, has revealed ruins that suggest entire cultures vanished without a trace. Meanwhile, the Atacama Desert in South America, one of the driest places on Earth, has preserved strange skeletal remains and puzzling geoglyphs that can only be seen from the sky. Each of these regions holds a unique mystery, a puzzle waiting to be solved. What is most perplexing, however, is that many of these discoveries seem out of place, artifacts that shouldn't be there, relics that suggest a level of knowledge or technology that contradicts everything we know about ancient history. How did these artifacts end up in the desert? The question remains, how did these ancient artifacts find their way into such remote, inhospitable landscapes? Some historians argue that shifting climates played a role. Thousands of years ago, regions that are now vast deserts were once lush and fertile. The Sahara, for example, was once home to massive lakes, green plains, and thriving civilizations. But as the climate changed, these civilizations disappeared, leaving only their artifacts behind. Yet, there are other discoveries that make no sense even within this framework. Some relics predate known civilizations, while others suggest advanced craftsmanship beyond what was possible for the time. Certain discoveries, such as perfectly cut stones, intricate carvings, or objects resembling modern technology, raise unsettling questions. Could there have been ancient civilizations far more advanced than we've ever imagined? Did lost cultures possess knowledge that has since been erased from history? Or is there an even more extraordinary explanation, one that challenges everything we think we know about human history? As we dive deeper into these mysterious finds, we will explore artifacts that defy conventional history, relics that shouldn't exist, and objects that may hold the key to understanding a forgotten chapter of our past. Some discoveries are so bizarre that they have fueled theories ranging from lost advanced civilizations to extraterrestrial contact. Others have been dismissed as hoaxes or misinterpretations, yet no one can deny that these findings exist. Prepare to journey through the deserts of the world, where the sands hide more than just bones and ruins. What has been discovered beneath the dunes could rewrite history, or prove that we have only scratched the surface of our planet's true past. The mystery of out-of-place artifacts. What are out-of-place artifacts, UPARTs? History is supposed to follow a linear path. Civilizations develop gradually, knowledge builds upon itself, and technology progresses in predictable stages. But what happens when an artifact is found that doesn't fit this narrative? What happens when an object is discovered in a location or time period where it simply shouldn't exist? These anomalies are known as out-of-place artifacts, or OOPArts, a term used to describe ancient objects that appear to be far too advanced, misplaced, or anachronistic given our understanding of history. An UPArt can be a mechanical device found in a time before machines were thought to exist, a tool made from materials that shouldn't have been available, or a piece of artwork that depicts something seemingly impossible. When such discoveries emerge, they challenge the mainstream historical timeline, leading to debate, controversy, and often outright dismissal by experts who struggle to fit them into conventional archaeology. Historical context. The problem with UPARts. To understand why UPARts are so controversial, it's important to recognize the way modern archaeology operates. The study of human history relies on stratigraphy, the idea that older layers of soil and rock contain older artifacts, allowing researchers to construct a timeline of past civilizations. But what happens when an artifact is discovered in a layer of rock that predates human civilization entirely? One of the greatest challenges posed by UPARts is that they often contradict established historical narratives. If ancient societies lacked the tools to carve stone with precision or generate electricity, how do we explain objects that seem to demonstrate these abilities? If an artifact resembling modern technology is found in a prehistoric site, what does that imply about our ancestors? The traditional response from mainstream archaeology is skepticism. Often, these artifacts are attributed to misidentification, hoaxes, or natural formations mistaken for human-made objects. In other cases, researchers propose that the artifacts were left behind by more recent civilizations and became buried over time, creating the illusion of being far older than they actually are. But these explanations do not always hold up, and in some cases, even the most rational theories fail to provide a satisfactory answer. Scientific skepticism versus alternative theories. There are two dominant schools of thought when it comes to out-of-place artifacts. The scientific community approaches these discoveries with intense skepticism, requiring peer-reviewed analysis, dating techniques, and historical context before accepting an artifact as genuine. Many UP parts have been debunked through modern analysis, revealing them to be misinterpretations, fakes, or unrelated natural objects. However, some discoveries continue to defy conventional explanations, fueling theories that challenge mainstream historical beliefs. On the other side, alternative researchers, independent historians, and ancient astronaut theorists argue that these artifacts point to hidden chapters of history. Some believe these relics are evidence of lost advanced civilizations, whose knowledge was either wiped out or deliberately erased. Others speculate that such artifacts could be proof of prehistoric human contact with extraterrestrial beings, who may have influenced early technology and culture. More radical theories propose time travel or unknown ancient knowledge that was somehow lost to history. Regardless of which perspective one takes, the existence of UP parts remains a topic of fascination, with certain discoveries proving particularly difficult to explain. Out-of-place artifacts found in desert. Some of the most famous and controversial UP parts have been found in desert regions, where the sands preserve objects for thousands of years. These discoveries often surface unexpectedly, leading to debates over their authenticity and implications. In the Sahara Desert, strange metallic spheres have been discovered, some with intricate grooves that suggest machining. These Klerksdorp spheres were found in South Africa and are estimated to be over 2.8 billion years old, long before any known intelligent life existed on Earth. Some scientists argue they are naturally formed, but others claim their symmetry and precision indicate intelligent design. The Atacama Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, has yielded mysterious skeletal remains that some researchers believe do not fit with known human anatomy. While mainstream scientists assert they are simply malformed human skeletons, others argue that their proportions suggest something far more unusual. In the Gobi Desert, an ancient wall-like structure, partially buried beneath the sand, has puzzled archaeologists for decades. Its origins remain unknown, and its construction does not match the style of any nearby ancient civilization. The question remains: who built it, and for what purpose? Perhaps one of the most famous cases comes from the Arabian Desert, where the so-called Lost City of Ubar was discovered using satellite imaging. This fabled city, once thought to be mythical, was described in ancient texts as a wealthy and advanced civilization that suddenly vanished. Some researchers believe its destruction was caused by a natural disaster, while others suggest something far more enigmatic. Was it a city of advanced knowledge that was deliberately buried by time? The controversy surrounding these findings. Every time a new out-of-place artifact is found, the same battle plays out. Mainstream archaeologists work to debunk or explain the discovery, while alternative theorists argue that history needs to be rewritten. But why is there such resistance to accepting these anomalies as genuine? One reason is that accepting UU parts as legitimate could disrupt decades of research, established historical timelines, and academic credibility. If an object is found that suggests a level of technology unknown to ancient societies, it raises questions that archaeologists and historians may not be prepared to answer. Another reason is scientific methodology. Archaeology relies on established frameworks, and introducing anomalies requires overwhelming evidence, including extensive testing, verification, and peer-reviewed studies. Many UU parts fail to meet these rigorous standards, leading to their dismissal. However, some argue that not all discoveries should be ignored simply because they don't fit the mainstream model. History is not a perfect science, and new discoveries constantly reshape our understanding of the past. While some UU parts may indeed be hoaxes or misinterpretations, others demand further investigation rather than immediate rejection. The desert holds secrets that may never be fully understood. As we continue to explore these vast landscapes, more artifacts will undoubtedly emerge, challenging our perception of history. Whether they provide evidence of lost civilizations, ancient technologies, or something even more extraordinary remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, history is far more mysterious than we've been led to believe. The 10 most mysterious artifacts found in deserts. Artifact 1: the Ubaid lizard figurines. Ancient reptilian statues that shouldn't exist. In the scorching deserts of Mesopotamia, archaeologists unearthed a collection of figurines that continue to baffle researchers to this day. These artifacts, known as the Ubaid lizard figurines, date back over 7,000 years, long before the rise of Sumer, the first known civilization in human history. The figurines were discovered in southern Iraq, in the ruins of Tel al-Ubaid, an ancient settlement that predated the great Mesopotamian cities of Ur and Eridu. But these were no ordinary artifacts, they depicted humanoid figures with distinctly reptilian features. When archaeologists first uncovered the figurines in the early 1900s, they assumed they were religious or symbolic representations of gods or deities. However, as more were discovered, the mystery deepened. The figurines showcased elongated skulls, almond-shaped eyes, and lizard-like features that bore no resemblance to the typical artistic styles of the time. Some figurines were depicted holding infants, while others appeared to be wearing helmets or ceremonial clothing. The level of detail and uniformity suggested they were not random artistic creations but representations of something significant to the Ubaid people. From a scientific perspective, carbon dating and stratigraphic analysis confirmed that the Ubaid culture thrived between 5500 and 4000 BCE, making these figurines among the oldest known human-made depictions of humanoid beings. However, the question remains, what were they depicting? Mainstream historians suggest that the figurines could be representations of deities or mythological beings associated with fertility, much like other ancient cultures' depictions of gods. Some believe they might symbolize an early serpent cult, similar to those found in later Mesopotamian and Egyptian traditions. However, alternative researchers and ancient astronaut theorists propose a far more controversial idea. They argue that the figurines could be evidence of ancient contact with non-human entities. The resemblance to modern depictions of reptilian extraterrestrials has led some to speculate that the Ubaid people may have either witnessed beings that look like these figurines or recorded memories of encounters passed down through generations. Skeptics dismiss such theories, claiming that ancient cultures often depicted gods with animalistic features and that the figurines could simply represent mythical beings rather than actual encounters. However, no definitive explanation exists. The Ubaid lizard figurines remain a historical enigma, one that raises more questions than answers. Could they be remnants of a lost civilization with knowledge beyond what we understand? Or are they simply artifacts of a forgotten religious belief system? What makes them particularly fascinating is their connection to the origins of civilization itself. If these figures represented gods or leaders of the Ubaid people, what inspired their distinctly reptilian features? And why do similar depictions of humanoid reptiles appear in myths from Mesopotamia, Mesoamerica, and even Asia? The answer may lie buried beneath the desert sands, waiting for the right discovery to unlock the secrets of the past. Artifact 2: The Giant Mysterious Hand of the Atacama Desert, a monument or a hidden message? Deep in the arid expanse of the Atacama Desert in Chile, one of the most striking and bizarre structures ever discovered stands tall against the barren landscape. Known as the Mano del Desierto, or the Hand of the Desert, this enormous stone hand reaches skyward from the desert floor, its weathered fingers towering over 11 meters, 36 feet, high. While it is now known to be a modern sculpture created by Chilean artist Mario Irarrázaval in 1992, its origins and purpose have been the subject of debate, speculation, and mystery. The Atacama Desert itself is one of the driest places on Earth, with almost no recorded rainfall in certain areas. It is a landscape that seems alien, and its vast emptiness has been home to many inexplicable discoveries, from mummified remains to strange geoglyphs that can only be seen from the air. The Hand of the Desert, however, stands apart from these, not only because of its striking appearance but because of the theories surrounding what it represents. Mainstream interpretations suggest that the sculpture is a symbol of human suffering and loneliness, an artistic statement on the fragility of existence in an unforgiving landscape. However, alternative researchers believe that the hand could be far more than just an artistic creation. Some claim it marks an underground structure, possibly the remains of an ancient civilization buried beneath the shifting sands. Others suggest it may have a connection to celestial alignments, much like the famous Nazca Lines in Peru. Interestingly, the Atacama region is known for its strange archaeological finds, including ancient petroglyphs and geoglyphs that depict humanoid figures, animals, and abstract symbols. Some researchers argue that the placement of the Hand of the Desert could correspond with these ancient carvings, possibly serving as a modern counterpart to an ancient message left behind by a lost civilization. Further adding to the intrigue, the Atacama Desert has long been associated with UFO sightings and unexplained phenomena. The vast, open sky and isolated landscape have made it a hotspot for reports of unusual aerial activity, leading some to speculate that the hand could be a modern representation of a much older symbol meant to communicate with something beyond our understanding. Skeptics dismiss these ideas, maintaining that the sculpture was simply a commissioned piece of art with no hidden meaning. Yet, the eeriness of its isolated location, combined with the surrounding mysteries of the Atacama, ensures that the hand of the desert remains a topic of speculation. Could there be something beneath the ground, hidden by centuries of shifting sands? Is the hand simply an artistic statement, or does it echo a forgotten truth buried in the history of the Atacama region? As with many of the world's most enigmatic structures, the answers may remain elusive, but the mystery surrounding the hand of the desert ensures that it continues to capture the imagination of those who venture into one of the most desolate landscapes on Earth. Artifact 3: The Baghdad Battery, an ancient electrical mystery in the vast deserts of Iraq. Among the ruins of one of the world's earliest civilizations, archaeologists made a discovery that defies conventional historical understanding. Known as the Baghdad Battery, this small, unassuming artifact resembles a simple clay jar, yet its implications could be groundbreaking. Found in the ruins of Aiud Artifact near Baghdad, in the 1930s, the artifact is believed to be over 2,000 years old, dating back to the Parthian or Sassanid period, 250 BCE to 650 CE. At first glance, it appeared to be just another piece of ancient pottery, but further analysis revealed something shocking. It contained a copper cylinder, an iron rod, and evidence of acidic residue, suggesting it may have been an early form of electrical battery. The most perplexing question surrounding the Baghdad Battery is, if it was indeed a battery, why would an ancient civilization need electricity? The traditional historical narrative tells us that electricity wasn't harnessed for practical use until the modern era. So, if this jar functioned as an electrical device, what was it used for? Some scientists suggest it could have been used for electroplating, a process in which a thin layer of metal is deposited onto a surface using an electric current. This would imply that ancient people had an understanding of basic electrical principles long before Benjamin Franklin's famous experiments. Mainstream archaeologists remain skeptical, arguing that the artifact may have had a more mundane function, such as a storage vessel for sacred liquids or a simple chemical reaction unintentional on the part of its creators. No definitive evidence has been found to prove that the Baghdad Battery was widely used, and no written records describe its function. However, when modern scientists filled a replica with vinegar or lemon juice, it produced a small electrical charge, enough to suggest that the original could have been capable of generating electricity. Alternative researchers and ancient technology theorists propose a more controversial theory. What if the Baghdad Battery is evidence of a lost scientific understanding that was either forgotten or deliberately suppressed? Some speculate that ancient civilizations may have utilized electricity for purposes unknown to us, perhaps in religious ceremonies, medicine, or even early forms of illumination. Others argue that this artifact hints at a much older civilization with advanced knowledge, predating the known ancient cultures of Mesopotamia. Regardless of the interpretation, the Baghdad Battery remains one of history's most fascinating anomalies. If it truly functioned as an electrical device, then our understanding of technological progress may need serious reconsideration. The desert sands of Iraq may still be hiding more secrets, waiting to be unearthed. Artifact 4: The Nazca Lines, messages meant for the sky. In the desolate Nazca Desert of southern Peru, an ancient mystery stretches across the barren landscape. Known as the Nazca Lines, these massive geoglyphs, etched into the dry earth, form a collection of intricate patterns, geometric shapes, and enormous depictions of animals, including monkeys, birds, and even what appear to be humanoid figures. Estimated to be between 1,500 and 2,000 years old, the lines were created by the Nazca civilization between 200 BCE and 600 CE. But the most puzzling aspect of these figures is that they are only visible from the sky, a perspective that the ancient Nazca people, presumably without aircraft, should never have had access to. The lines were first brought to international attention in the 1920s, when pilots flying over the region noticed huge shapes in the desert below, covering vast distances. Some of the largest figures stretch over 370 meters, 1,200 feet, in length, and the total network of lines spans hundreds of square kilometers. The method of their construction is relatively simple. Nazca artisans removed the top layer of iron-rich reddish pebbles to expose the pale-colored earth beneath, creating a stark contrast. However, the real mystery lies in why they were created and how the Nazca could have designed such precise figures without the ability to view them from above. Mainstream archaeologists believe the Nazca Lines had ceremonial or astronomical significance, possibly marking water sources, solstices, or ritual pathways. Some researchers propose that the lines functioned as a giant celestial calendar, aligning with the movements of the sun and stars. Others suggest that they were created for ritualistic purposes, with the belief that their gods, residing in the sky, would be able to see the intricate designs. But alternative theories paint a more controversial picture. Some researchers argue that the precision and scale of the Nazca Lines indicate knowledge of aerial navigation or advanced surveying techniques, which would have been extraordinary for a civilization of that era. Others speculate that the geoglyphs were meant as signals for extraterrestrial visitors, pointing to the sky as if calling for attention. The humanoid figure with an enormous head, known as the astronaut, has fueled theories that the Nazca may have had contact with something beyond this world. Skeptics dismiss these ideas, citing the fact that many ancient cultures created large-scale ground carvings. However, the sheer scale and complexity of the Nazca Lines, combined with their lack of visibility from the ground, make them one of the most perplexing desert discoveries. What message were the Nazca trying to send? And more importantly, to whom? Artifact 5: The Stone Spheres of Costa Rica, Nature or Ancient Precision. Scattered across the Diquís Delta desert of Costa Rica, hundreds of massive, perfectly round stone spheres have puzzled archaeologists for decades. Ranging in size from just a few centimeters to over 2 meters, 7 feet, in diameter, and weighing up to 16 tons, these ancient artifacts are among the most enigmatic objects ever discovered in a desert landscape. First uncovered in the 1930s by workers clearing land for banana plantations, the stone spheres were found in clusters, some arranged in geometric patterns, while others appeared randomly placed. Carbon dating nearby artifacts suggests they were created between 500 BCE and 1500 CE, but their exact age remains unknown. What is clear, however, is that these spheres were deliberately shaped with incredible precision, and their creators would have required advanced knowledge of stone carving techniques. Mainstream archaeologists believe that the spheres were likely created by the Diquís culture, a pre-Columbian civilization that inhabited the region. Some theories suggest they were used for astronomical purposes, aligning with celestial bodies, while others propose that they marked the locations of important settlements or burial sites. However, no tools capable of shaping these stones with such precision have been found, nor is there any explanation for how ancient people moved such massive objects. Alternative theories range from lost civilizations possessing advanced technology to more exotic ideas, such as the spheres being remnants of a prehistoric energy grid. Some have even proposed that they are evidence of extraterrestrial influence, as their perfect roundness and mysterious arrangement resemble crop circles or planetary models. Despite numerous studies, the true purpose of the stone spheres remains unknown. Whether they were meant as markers, symbols of power, or something else entirely, they continue to challenge conventional history. Artifact 6: The fossilized shoe print, evidence of time travel. In the deserts of Nevada, USA, a strange discovery has sparked one of the most bizarre debates in archaeology. In 1922, geologist John T. Reed came across what appeared to be a fossilized shoe print embedded in a 200-million-year-old rock formation. The print featured a clear tread pattern and what looked like a worn-out heel, resembling a modern shoe. But according to mainstream science, this is impossible. Humans did not exist 200 million years ago, let alone wear shoes. Geological analysis confirmed that the rock in which the footprint was embedded belonged to the Triassic period, meaning it predates the age of the dinosaurs. While some scientists argue that the print is a natural formation that merely resembles a shoe, others believe it may be evidence of something extraordinary. Alternative theorists speculate that the fossilized shoe print could be evidence of time travel, an ancient advanced civilization, or even an extraterrestrial presence. Could it be that someone, or something, left this mark in an era when it should have been impossible? While the debate continues, the Nevada footprint remains one of the most baffling desert anomalies ever found, leaving an unsettling question in its wake. What if history is far older and stranger than we've been led to believe? Artifact 7: The Crystal Skulls, mystical relics or elaborate hoaxes. Deep within the Mayan deserts of Central America, a series of mysterious artifacts have captivated researchers, spiritualists, and archaeologists alike. Known as the crystal skulls, these highly polished, translucent quartz skulls are claimed to possess supernatural properties, some even attributing them to an ancient lost civilization with advanced knowledge. The most famous of these skulls, the Mitchell-Hedges skull, was allegedly discovered in 1924 by Anna Mitchell-Hedges while exploring the ruins of a Mayan city in Belize. The crystal skulls vary in size, from palm-sized to nearly life-sized human skulls, and exhibit an incredible level of craftsmanship. Unlike traditional carving methods, which leave tool marks, many of these skulls appear to have been shaped using unknown techniques, with some seeming almost impossibly smooth. Tests on some skulls suggest they were carved against the natural grain of the quartz, a process that would be extraordinarily difficult even with modern tools. Mainstream archaeologists argue that the skulls are 19th century fabrications, pointing to no known Mayan records mentioning their existence. Studies conducted by the British Museum and the Smithsonian Institution suggest that many of the skulls were carved using rotary tools, indicating that they were likely produced in Germany during the late 1800s rather than by an ancient civilization. However, alternative researchers and believers in lost civilizations propose a much deeper mystery. Some claim that the skulls hold hidden knowledge, capable of storing and transmitting information in ways science has yet to understand. Others argue that the skulls were handed down from an advanced ancient race, possibly even of extraterrestrial origin. The skulls have also been linked to Mesoamerican prophecies, with myths suggesting that if all 13 legendary crystal skulls are brought together, they will unlock secrets about the origins of humanity and the future of the Earth. Despite the skepticism, the crystal skulls remain an enigma. Whether they are merely beautiful hoaxes or evidence of forgotten knowledge, their mystique continues to capture the imagination of many. Could they be remnants of an ancient civilization with lost technologies? Or are they simply a well-crafted historical illusion? Artifact 8: The Egyptian desert hieroglyphs that resemble modern technology, a glimpse into the past or coincidence. The sands of Abydos, Egypt, conceal one of the most perplexing mysteries in archaeology. Among the ancient ruins of the Temple of Seti I, carvings in the ceiling beams appear to depict modern vehicles, including what looks like a helicopter, an airplane, and a submarine. These unusual hieroglyphs, often referred to as the Abydos Helicopter Carvings, have sparked fierce debates among researchers, historians, and alternative theorists. First brought to public attention in the 1990s, the carvings are said to date back over 3,000 years, to the reign of Pharaoh Seti I in 1290 BCE. Traditional Egyptian hieroglyphs typically depict gods, pharaohs, and scenes of daily life, but these engravings bear an uncanny resemblance to modern flying machines, something that should not have been conceivable at the time. Mainstream archaeologists dismiss the carvings as a result of palimpsest, where older hieroglyphs were carved over with newer inscriptions, creating an illusion of aircraft-like shapes. They argue that erosion and damage to the temple over thousands of years altered the original carvings, making them look like machines that never actually existed. However, alternative researchers question whether the palimpsest explanation is enough to dismiss the remarkable similarity between these carvings and modern technology. Some suggest that the ancient Egyptians might have possessed advanced knowledge, possibly inherited from an earlier civilization. Others propose that the hieroglyphs could represent objects observed by the ancients, either long-lost technology or something they witnessed in the sky. More controversial theories link the carvings to extraterrestrial visitors, suggesting that these vehicles were either seen by ancient Egyptians or left behind as a memory of an advanced past. Some researchers point to ancient Egyptian myths describing the gods arriving in boats of the sky, which could be interpreted as flying craft in a modern context. While skeptics continue to argue that the carvings are nothing more than a coincidental artistic overlap, they remain one of the most debated anomalies in Egyptology. Could the Abydos carvings be evidence that ancient civilizations knew more than we think? Or is it just another case of modern minds interpreting ancient art through a contemporary lens? Artifact 9: The mystery metal object from the Romanian desert, the Aiud artifact that shouldn't exist. In 1973, near the town of Aiud, Romania, construction workers uncovered something that defied logical explanation. Buried beneath 35,000-year-old layers of sediment, alongside fossilized bones, was a mysterious metallic object that appeared to be man-made. Dubbed the Aiud Artifact, this unusual find sparked controversy and speculation due to one key factor: it was made of aluminum, a material that was not industrially produced until the 1800s. The artifact itself is a wedge-shaped metal piece, measuring approximately 20 centimeters, 8 inches, long, with a strange aerodynamic design. Laboratory tests conducted in Romania and Switzerland confirmed that the object is composed of an aluminum alloy mixed with other elements, a composition similar to aerospace-grade aluminum. But if this artifact was indeed buried for 35,000 years, how could it possibly exist? Mainstream scientists argue that the artifact is likely a piece of modern machinery that became buried through unknown natural processes. Some propose that it could be a fragment of an aircraft, a rocket, or even World War II debris. However, these explanations fail to address how it ended up in a prehistoric layer of sediment, predating the earliest human civilizations. Alternative theorists suggest that the Aiud artifact could be evidence of an advanced ancient civilization, possibly one that had access to highly developed technology long before recorded history. Some even go as far as to speculate that the object might be a remnant of an ancient flying craft, potentially one of extraterrestrial origin. Regardless of its origin, the Aiud artifact challenges our understanding of technological development. Is it proof of a lost chapter in human history? Or simply a case of a misidentified object that found its way into an unexpected place? Artifact 10: The Lost City of Ubar, the Atlantis of the Sands. For centuries, Arab legends spoke of a great and powerful city hidden beneath the sands of the Arabian desert, a place of immense wealth and splendor, known as Ubar. Described in ancient texts as a thriving trade hub, it was said to have vanished mysteriously, swallowed by the desert as punishment for its people's arrogance. The city became known as the Atlantis of the Sands, a mythical place believed to be nothing more than a legend. That is, until satellite imaging in the early 1990s revealed what appeared to be the remnants of an ancient city buried beneath the desert of modern-day Oman. Archaeologists excavating the site found evidence of an advanced settlement, complete with a massive fortress, deep water wells, and intricate trade routes connecting it to other parts of the ancient world. Dating tests suggest that Ubar thrived between 3000 BCE and 300 CE, serving as a major trading post for frankincense, a valuable commodity in the ancient world. However, something catastrophic happened, leading to its sudden collapse and disappearance. The leading theory suggests that Ubar's underground water source collapsed, causing the city's foundations to weaken and be swallowed by the shifting sands. Yet, some researchers believe the destruction of Ubar was not entirely natural. Could it have been the site of an ancient war, a supernatural event, or even an advanced civilization that disappeared without a trace? The rediscovery of Ubar proves that myths sometimes contain elements of truth. But whether it holds more secrets beneath its ruins remains an open question. Did this legendary city hide lost knowledge? Or was it simply another victim of the desert's unforgiving nature? The truth may still be waiting beneath the sands. Possible explanations: Conventional science versus alternative theories. Mainstream scientific explanations for these artifacts. For centuries, archaeologists and scientists have worked tirelessly to construct a reliable and evidence-based history of human civilization. When faced with the discovery of out-of-place artifacts, objects that seemingly shouldn't exist in their historical context, mainstream science typically takes a cautious and skeptical approach. Rather than assuming these finds are proof of lost civilizations or extraterrestrial intervention, experts strive to explain them through known historical, geological, and technological frameworks. One of the most common explanations is misinterpretation. Many artifacts that appear unusual or advanced may simply be the result of misidentified natural formations, religious symbolism, or early technological experimentation. The Abydos hieroglyphs, for example, which seem to depict helicopters and submarines, are often attributed to palimpsest writing, where layers of hieroglyphs were overwritten over time, creating the illusion of modern machines. Another scientific argument is that these discoveries are hoaxes or misdated relics. The crystal skulls, once believed to be the remnants of an advanced ancient civilization, have largely been debunked as 19th-century fabrications created by European artisans. Similarly, the Aiud Artifact, which some claim to be an ancient metallic object, could be a misidentified piece of modern machinery that became buried through unusual geological processes. Even for artifacts that are genuine but still unexplained, conventional historians suggest that ancient people may have simply been more technologically advanced than previously thought. The Baghdad Battery, for example, is often explained as an early form of electroplating rather than a widespread electrical device. Similarly, the Nazca Lines are argued to be ceremonial pathways or astronomical markers, created through rudimentary surveying techniques rather than requiring flight-capable technology. Despite these rational explanations, some artifacts remain stubbornly difficult to classify. When historical findings contradict our established understanding, they often spark alternative theories that challenge conventional wisdom. Alternative theories, lost civilizations, advanced technology, and more. When mainstream explanations fail to satisfy curiosity, alternative theories emerge. Many researchers and independent historians believe that these artifacts could be evidence of lost civilizations that predate known history, possessing levels of technology and knowledge that were ultimately forgotten or destroyed. One of the most famous theories suggests that ancient societies like Atlantis or Lemuria were highly advanced, using technology that rivaled or even surpassed modern capabilities. If true, then relics like the Baghdad Battery, the Aiud Artifact, and the Ubaid lizard figurines could be remnants of an advanced prehistoric civilization whose knowledge was wiped out by catastrophic events or deliberate suppression. Others believe that certain artifacts may be evidence of ancient high-tech knowledge. The perfectly round stone spheres of Costa Rica, for example, would have required sophisticated tools to create, yet no evidence of such tools has ever been found. The precision of the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Nazca Lines also suggests the use of advanced surveying and construction methods, potentially indicating lost mathematical and engineering expertise. A more controversial idea is extraterrestrial involvement. Some theorists argue that artifacts like the Abydos Helicopter Carvings, the crystal skulls, and even the Lost City of Ubar are evidence of ancient alien contact. According to this theory, advanced beings may have visited Earth in the distant past, either influencing early human development or leaving behind technological remnants that primitive civilizations could not fully understand. The idea that extraterrestrials played a role in shaping early human culture has been popularized by authors such as Erich von Däniken, who proposed that ancient structures and mythologies may be memories of actual encounters with advanced visitors from the stars. Another radical explanation is time travel. The fossilized shoe print from the Nevada desert, embedded in 200-million-year-old rock, challenges conventional timelines, leading some to speculate that a time traveler may have left behind physical evidence of their visit to the past. While this theory is often dismissed as science fiction, it raises a thought-provoking question. If time travel were possible, would there be traces of it in our archaeological record? Why these artifacts remain so controversial? One of the biggest reasons these artifacts remain highly debated is that accepting them as genuine could fundamentally alter our understanding of human history. If objects like the Baghdad Battery or the Aiud Artifact were proven to be part of an advanced prehistoric civilization, it would suggest that human technological progress has not been linear. Instead, it might indicate that advanced societies existed, flourished, and then mysteriously disappeared, with their knowledge lost to time. The controversy also stems from the reluctance of mainstream academia to embrace alternative theories. Many researchers argue that these discoveries need more substantial evidence before rewriting history, while others believe that academic institutions dismiss anything that does not fit neatly into established models. This divide has led to ongoing conflicts between mainstream archaeologists and independent researchers, fueling speculation that some discoveries may have been deliberately ignored or discredited. Another key factor is the role of human imagination and perception. Our modern understanding of technology influences how we interpret ancient artifacts. For example, someone today might see the Abydos carvings and immediately associate them with aircraft, whereas an ancient Egyptian may have perceived them as sacred symbols or representations of divine transportation. The way we view history is often shaped by our own biases, making it difficult to separate fact from interpretation. Despite the skepticism, these artifacts continue to captivate people around the world, inspiring books, documentaries, and even fictional adaptations. Whether one subscribes to conventional archaeology or alternative history, there is no denying that these relics challenge our understanding of what is possible. Are they simply misunderstood anomalies, or do they hold the key to a deeper, hidden history of humanity? The answer may still lie buried beneath the sands, waiting to be uncovered. Are these artifacts rewriting history? Recap of the most shocking discoveries. The deserts of the world have revealed some of the most perplexing artifacts ever found. Objects that defy conventional explanations, challenge mainstream archaeology, and fuel speculation about lost civilizations, forgotten technologies, and even extraterrestrial intervention. From the Baghdad Battery, which hints at the possibility that ancient people may have harnessed electricity long before we thought possible, to the fossilized shoe print, which seems to mock our understanding of time, each discovery raises new questions about our past. Some of these artifacts, like the Abydos carvings, seem to depict modern technology thousands of years before it should have existed. Others, like the Nazca Lines, remain a mystery as to how and why they were made, given that they are only visible from the sky. The stone spheres of Costa Rica, carved with impossible precision, challenge our assumptions about ancient craftsmanship, while the Lost City of Ubar serves as a reminder that myths can sometimes be rooted in reality. What makes these artifacts so fascinating is not just the scientific debate surrounding them, but the fact that many of them simply shouldn't exist according to what we currently know about history. If these objects are real, and their alternative explanations hold any merit, then we may need to reconsider the timeline of human civilization. Could it be that technological advancements have been made and lost repeatedly throughout history? Could ancient people have discovered knowledge that was erased by time, war, or catastrophe? What these artifacts could mean for human history. The existence of these mysterious relics suggests one of three possibilities. Possibility 1: human civilization is far older and more advanced than we currently believe. If artifacts like the Aiud Artifact, a metal object buried for tens of thousands of years, are genuine, it could mean that highly advanced societies existed long before our recorded history. Possibility 2: there may have been external influences on human development. Whether from extraterrestrial beings, unknown advanced civilizations, or even time travelers, some theories propose that human history was shaped by forces beyond what we currently understand. Possibility 3: we are missing large parts of our own history. Many ancient civilizations have been lost to time, their knowledge wiped away by natural disasters, wars, and societal collapse. If cities like Ubar can be buried beneath the sands for centuries, how many more hidden civilizations remain undiscovered? If any of these possibilities are true, then history is far more complex than we ever imagined. It would mean that human knowledge, technological development, and even our understanding of reality itself might need to be rewritten. Are we missing a huge part of history? As more artifacts are discovered, the debate over the true history of our species continues to grow. Mainstream scientists and historians work to fit these finds into our established understanding of the past, while alternative researchers argue that these objects are evidence of a hidden or suppressed history. The truth may lie somewhere in between. But this brings us to an important question. Why do so many of these artifacts spark controversy? Why are some discoveries dismissed outright, while others are quietly ignored? Could it be that they challenge the established narrative too much? Or are they simply too difficult to explain with our current knowledge? The reality is that we are still uncovering new pieces of history every day. Entire cities have been lost and rediscovered, ancient texts continue to be decoded, and technology is allowing us to see things in ways we never could before. If there's one thing history has taught us, it's that our understanding of the past is never truly complete. What do you think? Now, it's time to hear from you. Do you believe that these artifacts are evidence of lost civilizations, or do you think they can all be explained through conventional science? Are we missing a huge chapter of human history, Or are these discoveries simply misunderstood anomalies? Could there be advanced knowledge that was lost to time, or is it possible that we are only beginning to understand the true complexity of our past? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain. History is filled with mysteries, and the desert sands may still be hiding secrets that could change everything we thought we knew. Subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries. If you've enjoyed this journey into the strangest artifacts found in the desert, make sure to subscribe for more incredible discoveries. There's so much more to uncover, from hidden ancient technologies to mind-bending historical enigmas. Don't forget to like, share, and comment below. What do you think is the most shocking artifact we covered today? Stay curious, keep questioning, and remember, history is never as simple as it seems.